The What It Takes Radio Company, helping you perform at your best. And our program on the air is Interesting Ideas. And today a special series begins, the story of Eric Liddell. And we begin with the 1924 Olympics, and God made me fast. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Stan the radio man, on a Monday afternoon flowing into a Monday evening. And we're continuing on a regular basis. The program is Interesting Ideas, an audio and video podcast. Sometimes it's both, but it's based on the idea that we all need help to live better now, to be the better version of ourselves, perhaps to actually enjoy life by serving others with greater effectiveness, greater power, greater poise, maybe with a greater plan and performance, and with greater results. We can live with less fear in our life. You know, each and every one of us is carrying something that's bugging us. St. Paul, the famous theologian, evangelist, philosopher, and entrepreneur, said that, there was always something bugging him. He used the term called thorn in the flesh. And he couldn't get rid of it. He asked God to help him get rid of it, but it stuck with him through life. All of us are trying to deal with life with something that just kind of bugs us, something that makes life a little more difficult as we go through it. Well, how can we still live life well and perhaps live it with a good deal of joy and power? And like I said, power, poise, plan, performance. Well, could it be that, in effect, we need to have a deeper sense of the purpose of life, the purpose for our life, maybe the purpose for all things? I remember I had a mentor one time say to me, Stan, if you don't know what you're going to do that's really good on a day, don't get up until you do. If you don't know what life is all about, it's hard to do a good day. And I try and put that in my little portfolio as I try to do what I call the Clint Eastwood prayer. Dear God, make my day. Make my day. Here we go. We're talking about the gentleman who 100 years ago, right now, made history. On July 6th, 1924, a Scotch, a British athlete named Eric Liddell, who was very, very fast. And he was born of missionary parents, raised in England, and turns out that he was quite an athlete. And he was bound for the 1924 Olympics as a runner. And on July 6th, the first heat, that's the competitive. You run a heat, which means it's a preliminary race, and the winner of each heat is the one that gets to compete in the final race for the championship. And that was his race, the 100-meter dash. And because the heat fell on a Sunday, he refused to participate and thereby disqualified himself, but would almost seem to be a served up opportunity to have a gold medal. Well, that was on the 6th of July, and that's what we talked about on the 6th of July. Today is the 8th of July, and we're moving ahead to July 11th, because on the 11th of July, something happened that very much transformed the world. Well, today I want to reintroduce you right back to that film of many years ago called Chariots of Fire, based on the life of Eric Liddell. And here is, I think, one of the most important scenes in the whole film. That's right, in the whole film, because we find out what he's all about. And we get an expression that perhaps would be very, very good for each and every one of us as we seek our encore career, our first career, the way we're going to do our life. And it also gives us a way to celebrate and perhaps to enhance the very skills and power and the gifts that we have. Here's the show, ready to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Training. All I ever hear is training. Do you believe in what we're doing here or not?
Jenny, I'm sorry. I was late. I apologize.
That's all very well, Eric.
I said I was sorry.
To me, it's not me you've insulted.
Wait will you bother? The Lord will not feel slighted at the missing of a bus.
Yes, Eric, you missed a bus, but why? Your mind's not with us anymore, son. It's full of running and starting and meddlesome pace. Your head's so full of running, you've no room for standing still.
Jenny. Fret yourself.
I do fret myself, Eric. I'm frightened for you. I'm frightened for what it all might do to you. Please, Mr. Liddell, would you sign your name, please?
Surely. Pick yourself a pen. Yep.
Thanks.
Come on, Jenny, let's go for a walk. There's something to say. It's a sight and a half, isn't it, Jenny? Old Ricky. It was sad to leave it. I've decided. I'm going back to China. The missionary service have accepted.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
But I've got a lot of running to do first. Jenny, you've got to understand. I believe that God made me for a purpose. For China. But He also made me fast. And when I run, I feel His pleasure. To give it up would be to hold Him in contempt. You were right. It's not just fun. To win is to honour Him. Jenny. I've got my degree to get. All that work. And then there's Paris. The Olympic Games. It's just not enough of me. I'm asking you to manage the mission on your own. Till then. Will you do that for me, Jenny?
There's the line that I think has changed so many lives, and particularly mine. Don't you know, Jenny? You see, that was his sister, and she wants him to go back to what she believed was their real call to be, again, as they were raised, children of missionary parents in China that were supposed to go back to China and become missionaries like our mom and our dad. And of course, all of us deal with those kinds of pressures, to be like the past, to be like somebody else, to be what our parents might want us to be. And that great line, don't you know God made me fast? And when I run, I feel his pleasure. I oftentimes in my coaching experience, particularly with those of faith, but even for those of no faith or little faith, the question is very simple and very good. What are you doing when you feel the pleasure? Yeah, just the sheer pleasure of it, the sheer joy of it. It's not about pain or pain. It may be both. It's about pleasure. What are you doing when you feel the pleasure? Well, I hope you will spend some time to find out. At whatever stage in life you're at right now, what are you doing when you feel the pleasure? Well, I would encourage you to do that and to do more of it. And to find a coach, perhaps an advocate, perhaps a friend, perhaps a mentor. Find somebody who can help you do more and do better in the things that give you a great pleasure. A lesson from the past, wisdom from the past, from a very ordinary man named Eric Liddell. Take it to heart. Let it sit on your head, stir your mind, and sink to your heart. And maybe help you do a different, a better, maybe a world-class, maybe a world-breaking performance. All the best and blessings. Till next time, bye for now.